we're going to go over the FirstUp leads file, its structure, what's in it, and what are the most important parts for you to recognize that are in the file, and how it can help you in your marketing. All right, let's go. All right, here we are in the FirstUp file. This is kind of a dummy one that we made up. The first column has a date, and this is the date of the lead itself. That's when we have pulled the lead, processed the lead, and basically given you the lead on that date. You'll see some 3 yellows here. Those indicate that those are actually new leads. So even though we are providing daily leads, we're putting them in one file for you, so you don't have to go into hundreds of files if you want to download the files. So we're putting them in a monthly file. So in this case, it's June. So this monthly file will have all of the June records, all the daily FirstUp leads for June. All right, so the lead type here, the LeadFuzion unique ID, so if you ever have to compare the leads later on, you can certainly do that. We have the match status very similar to our probate leads. The match status 1, 2, 3 is golden. They're great matches. In other words, we did a great job skip tracing against this information. A match of 4 means that about 75 to 90% of the time, they're great. It's that other 15% of the time that sometimes we miss on skip tracing. So it's a little bit, sometimes these are a little bit hard to find, and we do our best to actually do a great skip tracing on these particular records. All right, the next is the state and the county that the lead belongs to, if there's a city or zip associated with it. And then first off, we have the decedent's name, the full name, and then we break out the decedent's full name in first, middle, and last name. We have the date of birth and the date of death. We also have the age of the person here, and then the individual phone numbers and emails for the decedent. Now, for FirstUp leads, the phone numbers and emails are actually really important. We encourage people to cold call the decedents. Now, why would you say that? They're already passed away. Isn't that kind of bad? Well, you don't call the decedents saying, hey, just saw this person passed away, I'd like to buy your house. That's not such a great approach. Or what you can say is, you know, I was just calling on houses in the area, just wondering if you're interested in selling your home. And they might tell you that the decedent passed away or might not, but now you can start marketing to whoever's on that phone. Someone is picking up the decedent's phone, the mail, checking in on the property, and doing a great job of, you know, figuring it out for the decedent. Now, the family's going through a tough time, so please obviously use a lot of compassion here when dealing with these leads. Okay, the next thing we want to talk about is the total owned properties by the decedent. Now, what we do at LeadFuzion is just not only give you the property, but also what other properties does the decedent own that could be valuable to your investing. So there is a number, there's a count here, 1, 2s, 0s, and so forth. Now, a 1 means that the decedent owns 1 property. A 2 would mean that they own 2 properties. And you can see here, here's property 1, the address, and here's property 2. Now, these properties also come with a state and zip associated with it as well. It's just hidden here. All right. Now, if there is a property that has a 0, that means that the decedent doesn't own any property. Well, why would you give me that lead, LeadFuzion? Why would you give me a lead that has 0 in it? Well, for a couple reasons. Number one, we do our best to try to match up decedents with properties, and sometimes it fails, right? Like anything else, we're humans, and we're trying to do the best job of matching these up. So that's why we give it to you. We want to make sure that, you know, even if we might have missed, you can still capitalize on our miss. So I would encourage you to mail it anyways, or call them just to see. That doesn't hurt. There's not a ton of these leads. It's not like you're calling 100,000 leads. There's literally 10 here in this month for this particular state and county. All right, now here's the property address, city, state, and zip, the property county, the number of beds, baths, the estimated value, the MLS status, what type of property it is, the last time it was sold, the last sold price, the building area in square feet, and then the year built. And of course, we include the mailing address of the decedent. Now, these are pre-probate, if you want to call them that. They're FirstUp leads, meaning you're literally getting a lead right after the person has passed away, days after in most cases. So number one, you have to be compassionate. Number two, you're now getting before the probate process. You're getting before these properties are being inherited by anyone else. You're really getting FirstUp into the lead process. You're first before anyone else. So these are huge. Now, are the people motivated right now? No, but they will go through the probate process. About 50% go through the probate process, about 50% you have a will and trust and get inherited. So this lead type actually covers both the probate process and the inherited property route. So it's a great lead because now you're capturing the whole market in terms of what's going on. Now, they might get inherited later on, say 6 months or 2 months or a month, or they could be going through that process right now. That's why we want to get you these daily leads as fast as possible. Now, we also include the relatives here. Relatives 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'll see that they have their phone numbers, their emails, and so forth. These are really important as well. Now, one thing I didn't mention about the decedent is in this phone numbers, they are separated by a semicolon. Some other CRMs, if you want to download this list and upload it in your own CRM, take this kind of format where it's separated by a semicolon. Most notably is Podio. But there are other ones, and I'll show you how you can upload it into other CRMs where the phone numbers are separated. We actually have that included in this list as well. It's pretty long. So always, as I say, look to the right or scroll to the right, I should say, because it's typically there in terms of what you need broken out. So we have an address, city, state, and zip. Again, more phone numbers. We have a relative 3 here as well. Address, full address here, city, state, and zip. And of course, this is kind of a fake address, fake numbers, fake emails. On relative 4, and so forth. Relative 5, and I don't know why this one turned out to be a different color, but we'll see. Now, here's where all the phone numbers are broken out. So you can see decedent 1 phone, decedent 2 phone number, or decedent 1, really decedent phone number 1, phone number 2, phone number 3. They're all broken out. Some dialer systems that you have like those phone numbers broken out and uploaded that way. And that's why we provide them this way. It's a really handy format for a lot of different people and so forth. Now, if we keep on scrolling over, we can see that the relatives are also broken out this way, where you have relative 1, phone number 1, relative 1, phone number 2, relative 1, phone number 3, and so on. The list literally keeps on going because there's a lot of relatives in here, so there's a lot of columns. Don't want to show that to you here today, but I do want to show you, hey, there is a lot of information in here, and I know that, of course, you may need a different format or different things in here. Please let us know. If we can add it to the format for your download, we would be more than happy to as well. That's all about FirstUp Leads. If you have any questions, please let us know. Comment, like, subscribe below. We really appreciate any feedback that you can give us on this particular lead type. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.